Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy. You are amazing. Welcome to the talk show where we get down to the deeper issues, apply some sarcasm, humor, and bring two-way out to every day. This is Second Legacy. And today we are going to talk about something with Tim. They've doubled down, tripled down, actually, at this point. Memphis is now suing the state of Tennessee for what? They want their gun control measures on the ballot, and they are throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, Tim and I are going to have some fun with this one. So, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, Tim. This is going to be an episode to remember. We're like The View, but not crazy. And more penises.
And I have eyebrows.
Okay, hold on.
I do.
I drop an emphasis point like a PP word, and you're going to come at me and one-up me with eyebrows?
Yep.
All right, it's going to be one of those episomes. All right, I dig it. I thought I had it, but I guess I just got to be on my toes better. Memphis, Tim. You remember this when the Memphis kind of got slapped around by the state in Tennessee. We covered it. We talked about it. We had a good, healthy discussion, you recall?
Vaguely, yes. No, yeah, I do recall. Vaguely.
All right. Okay, well.
Well, I think this is awesome. So let me just jump right into this because
Get in here.
I think the right move for the state would be to just let them put the measure on the ballot. And if it passes on the ballot, then let Memphis arrest people and just have the state courts just dismiss it each and every case. Just troll them right back, right? It's,
the old time will tell kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you can go ahead and be stupid, but we're going to fix stupid in the courts.
Well, that's true. That balance we've seen a lot of that balancing recently. I tell you, it's well, let me show you some of the things here. I mean, honestly, you can really only categorize this as temper tantrums. Let's just be real.
Oh, purely.
It's just 100%. It's so good it hurts. Memphis City Council sues to reinstate gun control measures on the November ballot. Well, they're suing now, Tim, because it's not fair. Life isn't fair. Check this out. This number 2. The Memphis City Council on Friday sued the commission that oversees the Tennessee city's elections for removing 3 gun control questions from the November ballot after Republicans smacked them backwards. It's not what they said, but it's more fun to say it that way. Council Chairman J.B. Smiley Jr., sounds so happy, and some of his colleagues announced the lawsuit against Shelby County Election Commission at a news conference. He said both Democratic and Republican council members support the ordinance that would put the gun control measures before voters as officials try to address Memphis's high rates of violent crime. I wonder what else we could do other than infringing on the rights of an entire citizenry. What can we do, Tim, that would stop criminals?
Criminal. I'm pretty sure that's a biological entity and not an inanimate object. And maybe we start holding those accountable versus just letting them go free. Maybe we hold those accountable that are committing the acts of violence. Don't just slap them on the wrist, put an ankle monitor, which I don't think they do that anymore, and send them home.
It's a
put
novel
them in prison.
Theory, Tim.
And then if they kill somebody, put them underground. And it's kind of a self-rectifying problem. But constantly worrying about inanimate objects seems a bit strange to me, but that's what they do.
It does.
Yeah.
It does seem strange, Tim. And, you bring up an interesting point. I'd like to set up a camp around the inanimate objects versus the criminals because, if you got criminality, and you did point out they are animate, and criminal activity is defined by one's actions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. It might be the human, not the tool chosen.
Yeah, I mean we have 2 things here: a dumb rock that's inanimate, or a gun, and then we have free will over here, with something that's able to make right and wrong decisions and act on those decisions. Over here, we have a lump that without this over here interacting with that, this is completely inanimate, therefore incapable of violence. There's no such thing as gun violence. There's criminal violence. Why don't we take that little bony finger and not point it at the inanimate object and point it at the animate one? And then maybe hold that animate object accountable for its actions. Maybe crazy idea. I know.
It is crazy. It's like a criminal symbiotic relationship. Crime wouldn't happen if the gun didn't exist. Totally.
Yeah, right. I mean, criminals will be like, oh man, we don't have guns anymore. Well, time to get a job.
Well, time to get a job and go straight and narrow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It is interesting, Tim. You bring up a valid point. Maybe this is a big part of the scam just to enrich the prison system because, that's another victimhood class status thing we got to complain about. So we're going to complain about crime. We're going to blame inanimate objects, and we're not going to put people in prison because it's been privatized and prison's evil, and it's really just modern day slavery.
Yeah,
you catching a theme here, Tim? Like everything in our society is a victimization point. You know?
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind that the left hates corporations, right?
They do,
and they would never prop up a corporation and enrich them and increase their profits like Pfizer or something like that. They wouldn't do that. You know, you take a look at Kamala Harris, who's raised $500 million. Now, do you think that was through small donations, $5-10 here and there from Mr. and Mrs. America? Or do you think maybe it was corporations? But they say they don't like corporations, but they'll take $500 million from them.
They couldn't take money from them. That'd be so weird. That might be what you would call hypocritical.
No.
Yes.
No. No. Come on.
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's keep going. That was a fun little hypothetical status we just went. Well, let me show you here, because they're big mad, Tim, in Memphis. This is number 3. The lawsuit that the city of Memphis put forward seeks to have the measures reinstated after they were removed from the ballot by the commission on Tuesday without a public vote by its members. This is so comical to me. The reason for their lawsuit, Tim, is because the unconstitutional and state violative proposals they put forward in voting for, which were violating the Tennessee state law and constitution, got struck down and removed. And the reason that they're using the lawsuit is to say that no one voted on removing it.
Yeah. This will be thrown out. Their arguments, this is so typical of the left. Their arguments are so silly and stupid.
So stupid.
And it's circular logic. They just chase their own tails. And like you said, literally, look, so many states have what's called a supremacy clause. We have one here in Indiana. And all that means is that individual municipalities can't pass laws more restrictive than those laws that are on the books at the state level. So if the state says you can carry a concealed firearm, the city of Memphis cannot say, oh, no, you can't. Because the state law supersedes city law. So if the state says you can do this, it's kind of like at the federal level, right? We have a constitution and a bill of rights, and that's kind of the framework around which we're supposed to live our lives. If you violate that, it doesn't. If a state says, no, you can't have an AR-15, well, the Second Amendment says you can. So who's in the right here? Well, according to supremacy, it would be the Bill of Rights. So that's what they're struggling against here. This would be like the states filing a lawsuit against the federal government, saying that the federal government doesn't have a right to be a federal government and have a constitution and a Bill of Rights, and we want to put something on the ballot that just says we want to take all your guns away, squash your freedom of speech, and do all this stuff. That's kind of the whole point of having a Bill of Rights in a constitution or in having a supremacy thing. And it just seems so funny to me that they're bucking against this, knowing full well they're going to lose. What they're doing here is virtue signaling, playing politics in an election year, and wasting taxpayer money.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tim, like a bloodhound per usual. You sniffed it out, man.
What did I get this time?
No, you get nothing. You just get tyranny. That's all you get. You get tyranny. But man,
you let me ramble on long enough. I finally hit pay dirt somewhere.
You find it. Yeah, you get over the target eventually. Well, let me show you some emotional responses, which kind of tie into your virtue signaling theory. God, Tim, this is why right here. This is great. All right, it's number 4. This is subtle. Memphis has been shot and is bleeding out. Council member Jerry Green said. She then accused the supermajority of Republicans in the state legislature of going against their stated values. Wait a minute. Okay, number 5. Maybe there's something in the next one. Quote, there is nothing patriotic about refusing to let citizens use their voices in the voting booth, Green said. There is nothing pro-life about flooding our streets with weapons of war. I swear to...
Somehow they brought abortion into the discussion.
Oh, my God. And patriotic and voting. Yep. And dude...
It's democracy.
It's just any way you can squeeze it in there.
Democracy, folks, we don't have it. We don't want it. But democracy is tyranny of the majority, right? If you get 51%, you can impose your will on the other 49. And that's why we have a constitution. That's why we have a constitutional republic. That's why we have a Bill of Rights. That's why we have checks and balances. It's why we have an electoral college.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right? They hate that one.
They really hate that one.
They might hate that one more in November, by the way.
and here they are just saying, we just think everything should be on the ballot and simple majority rules. So if we say slavery is back, hey, slavery's back.
51%.
It's just unbelievable what these people argue.
Yeah, it truly is silly, man. I mean, what's the old adage? Pure democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
Pretty much. That's exactly what democracy is. And we don't want
democracy.
That's what they do. Yep.
That's what we do. All right, I got two more.
Oh, I just want to throw it out there, though, because I just thought it was so funny, because recently on X, we have a bunch of leftist Democrats saying, and the Republicans don't even want a democracy. No, we don't.
Tim.
Sweetie, we don't.
Woosa.
All right. Okay.
Woosa. Let it out, Tim. I know, dude. I know it's a hard life, but someone's got to do it. All right. So listen to this. This is revolutionary. This is the state. This is like the state people who are holding the election board accountable. This is their simple statement, and then I'm going to show you the response of the state board or the election board in Shelby County. 6. It's the good guys. Cities do not get to pick and choose which state laws they will or won't follow. That's pretty straightforward.
Yep. I mean, all that virtue signaling that they were doing on the left, and then the right just comes back and goes, you just don't get to pick and choose what laws you follow. Next.
Well, here comes next. They sent this one on, and this does not wrap up our quote fiasco right here. Check this one out. Quote, this is supposed to be a party who supports law enforcement, he said of Republican state leaders. Instead, what they're telling the people of Memphis, they want us dead, and they also want us in poverty. Oh, my God.
They want you dead and in poverty. You know, nothing like abortion. And poverty is the very outcome of the communism you're supporting.
Oh, my God, dude. It's
this is the left. The left will always accuse you of what it is they're doing. And look, they're in supporting law enforcement. Putting something on the ballot is not law enforcement.
No, right. Exactly.
Law enforcement is saying you can't put that on the ballot because it violates state law.
Because it's law. And you're enforcing the law.
Wow. I mean, this is the American left, folks. Yes. I don't know if they're really this stupid or if they just assume you're this stupid.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah. It's just, wow. Oh, so infuriating watching these leftist freaks do this.
They are good at it. I mean, they do have a playbook.
It's so in your face, stupid. They don't even try to mask it anymore. They just come right out and just say stupid out loud. And then the left, half of the country goes, yeah, I'll go team. God.
See, this is that point where we start to get in trouble if we don't wrap it. So,
you want me to quit? Because I am getting wound up. I mean,
no, I know you're getting wound up, but this is the moment where we don't have any more of the virtue signal quotes I can bring at you. So now we're going to start spinning on our own, and this is where we get in trouble. So I think it's responsible because we're animate and we are accountable for our actions.
We're going to commit.
We will wrap it up.
A random act of responsible journalism, folks, and in today's video. Thank you for watching Second Legacy, and we'll talk to you guys soon.